wise. Uh, let's just say that it appears that everything that we've ever wanted to know about Iraq and failed to ask is done. We did get this morning confirmation that Iraq's budget was finally put into the printed version, by the way, a new printed format, of their Gazette, which is their official publication, this morning at approximately 7:30 Baghdad time this morning, which was to be about, that would have been about 10:30 Eastern time last night. Okay? So that's a really good thing. We'd already had the rate in the Gazette, I understand, like Sunday or Monday, and then we had, we had this new, New Year's Day in the Mesopotamian world or in the Middle Eastern world, because that was April 1st was the first day of the new year on the Chaldean, that's spelled Chaldean, Chaldean / Babylonian calendar used in Mesopotamia. So that was something that we knew was going to be taking place in Iraq and other countries, and they were able to celebrate that day as a New Year's Day and with a new rate on their dinar that was actually out. So Iraq did that on Sunday, which was our April 1st, and also was our Easter Sunday, which was fantastic. So I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter. Also, what I used to call it and only called it was Resurrection Sunday. So it was a beautiful, beautiful time for the believer. Now, so Iraq did that, and then this morning they got the budget into the printed Gazette. All that's good. I think we can color Iraq done. And I don't use that D word that often, but I do believe that this is it, and that needed to happen. And it needed to happen. And what else is interesting that ties into that somewhat is the banks around the world, we call them central banks, are tying into the new banking system. And I understood that there's a 24-hour period since Iraq's posting of the Gazette this morning, whereby the banks around the world were readjusting or assimilating, if you will, to the new banking system and the new Herculean computer. And I believe that is occurring, and it's occurring now, and should occur until late tonight, at which time we could be available to get started. Now, all I'm telling you guys is this appears to be one final 24-hour period or so, from what I've understood today, that needs to happen in terms of the banks getting adjusted to the new system. Now, we heard since our last call, we've heard that China did announce their new gold-backed yuan. We heard that announcement was made also with the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe, and those two happened on the same night. That was Sunday night, after the markets opened in China, which would have been Monday morning for them, Sunday night for us. And we understand that Russia was right there with them with a gold-backed currency. We understand that Iraq, of course, is gold-backed. And then we understand we had a gold-backed currency yesterday morning when the markets opened. Now, does anybody know about it yet? No, I don't think so, really. Some people do, yes. Some people do. Is it known widespread? I would say no. Is there an announcement coming to bring us into knowledge of our own gold and silver-backed USN? I don't know the answer to that. Every time I turn around, I hear we've got an announcement. We're looking from President Trump and or Stephen Mnuchin, our Treasury Secretary, and then I hear, well, it's not likely that we'll get an announcement we could get something, we could get a tweet from the president about that. That might be all it is, and that would be fine, however that is. He talked today about a level playing field. He talked about that yesterday, I believe, in a speech that he made, even while he was getting ready for the egg roll on Monday at the White House, on the White House lawn. So I think we are positioned very well for this to come through. I'm hearing things about later on tonight and tomorrow. I'm just going to tell you, I can't call it. Guys, you know we get in trouble if we try to call it. We're not doing that, but I'm hearing very good things. I just wanted to let you know. What I'm hearing about out west is that they're moving forward as well with possible paying out of groups, possibly tonight or overnight. I will say this, there have been transactions even yesterday morning that I'm aware of that are Zim transactions that have taken place, and they've resulted in very, very good, very high rates. And I would say that possibly, quite possibly, we will be in for a surprise. Now, I think, guys, we have also heard things about Monday, April 9th as a possible go day. But I've also heard that date might just refer to the so-called Tier 5, which we call Joe Public. Those would be the uninformed people that don't watch the blogs or listen to calls. And if that's the case, then they theoretically would start Monday. Now, that may or may not be the case, so don't hold me to that, but that's just what I'm hearing. I pass on information to you guys that I hear, some of which we verify, some of which we get good verification on, and some of which is rumor or unverifiable yet. Okay, so I'm just giving you what I'm hearing. And that's usually how I put it out. I say, I'm hearing this, or I understand that.
Hearsay.
You know, it doesn't mean it's gospel. It means that in some cases there is absolutely no question about certain transactions that have occurred at certain amounts at certain times, because I get verification of that. Other times we're hearing opinions by some of our top bank sources, and we are connected with a lot of international and domestic bank sources that do get information to me, and that's what I do my best, is to try to glean the truth and discern what the truth is and get that out to you. So I'm going to ask everybody to stay encouraged, stay positive, and stay in belief and in faith for this to go through, even though here we are in the month of April. And I'm believing that we will receive this thing hopefully soon. Hopefully we will get this fairly soon. But I'm encouraged by what I'm hearing. It's not absolutely definite what I'm getting, but I tell you, I think it's worth us being available to receive the good news that we're looking for. I do believe I will still receive toll-free numbers for North America, which is Canada and the U.S., really. Sorry, I don't know that I'll receive anything pertaining to Mexico at this point, but we will be able to put those out on our websites, and we will also furnish it to certain locations on the net, so you'll be able to see it there if you don't go and see it on our bigcall.net website or our big.com website. Okay, that's the one you would sign up for and register for. Email sent to you with the toll-free numbers. So if you haven't registered yet for bigcalluniverse.com, go ahead and do so. Other guys, we're looking good. I think Iraq's finally, we can turn the page at the end of the chapter on Iraq and then be able to see everything come to fruition here. So hopefully that'll be the case. And then we'll be able to take our time off that we need and be able to get our projects, formulated and then get some information out to you guys on our next possible podcasts and or call, and then whether or not and how you would participate in the humanitarian projects that we have in mind that we might want you to partner with us on, like Rebuild America, or with the VRN, the Veterans Retreat Network. We'll let you know, okay? And the best way for us to